Hello friends, I'm Vanja V and you are watching ESC Fan TV.
Hello everybody and welcome back to ESC Fan TV. Now, I've got a very special guest for me here today. We've talked about Norway, we've talked about Sweden, we spoke to people from Finland, but today we're going for someone who's trying to go for San Marino. We have Vanja from Norway who's heading to San Marino. How are you, Vanja?
I am so good. So excited.
So let's just jump straight into it. How does a girl from Norway end up getting into the live semi-finals to represent San Marino at Eurovision?
That is a very good question. It is. It's actually hard to answer, and it's easy to answer at the same time because I just when I make songs, sometimes you just feel like, oh, this works for that purpose, and this works for that purpose. And so we wrote, me and my co-writers, amongst them my manager Amalia. We wrote a couple songs that we felt like would fit in like Italy, or then we remembered San Marino is such a beautiful place, and it's so interesting how they can how everybody knows about San Marino, even though it's like a tiny country. It's like super small. So we just decided to submit a couple songs to their una voce per San Marino, and they liked it. So they invited me to like a precast or audition thing, and they liked it even more. So they invited me back to the semifinals.
So as you mentioned, you had to fly out there last month or like just before Christmas to do an audition, and this whole selection process has kind of captivated social media, thinking like, how on earth is this all working? So from someone who was there and went through it, how was the audition process for you, and what was like the steps you had to do whilst you're in San Marino?
Well, once we get there, it's quite a complicated setup. So first there is I think there are 4 or 5 semifinals, and each semifinal has 20 contestants, and all those 20 contestants are divided into 5 groups with 4 groups with 5 people each, that sings one song, and then the jury chooses 2 people from each group to sing a second song. So in total, 8 people in each semifinal gets to sing 2 songs. And out of those 8 people, 3 people goes on to the final. Out of those, the 5 remaining people from the second group goes to a second chance final thing. But if you don't get to sing your second song, you're out. So the first goal is to just wow the judges so that we get to sing our second song, and then they're going to be wowed all over again and send us straight to the finals.
I'm sure you'll be absolutely phenomenal, Vanja. I have no fear of that. So let's go back a few years, because as you mentioned in your audition, you competed in MGP Junior a few years ago, and you made it to the gold final there. And if you're wondering, it's a performance of Vanja's song, and the whole show is actually still on YouTube, actually, I realised. So how was that? You're 14 years old, you're competing in a huge arena in Norway, and then you make the top 4 of it.
Yeah, that was so crazy. We have a saying in Norway that translates directly to getting blood on tooth. It sounds disgusting, and yeah, but it means that you get you want to do it again and again and again, and that is how I felt when I was standing there the first time. I was like, oh my god, this is I'm only having fun. I'm not nervous as of if I'm gonna do well or if I'm gonna go through. I just enjoyed it so much. And I've always been doing music and singing and writing songs, but in that moment, standing there, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And so actually going through to the second rounds and being top 4, it was like, what? And I think it's something that you can't really explain better than it felt like a once in a lifetime moment. And now I might get to experience it again, and even in another country. It's like, it's so crazy. I feel so lucky.
And would you say your success from MGP Junior, and I'm not going to try and say what the song is in Norwegian because I can't speak Norwegian, would you say the result you got from that really spurred you on thinking like, this is something I can do as a career or something I want to do as a career as a performer?
Yes. And not only based on my feelings while being on stage and in the circus, but the feedback and like hearing, like getting messages every single day from people that tells you that like they don't feel alone anymore, because my song was about bullying, in short, just feeling left out or laughed at, or so I know that a lot of people experience that, and so it just felt good to be able to tell that story for so many people, not only to them but for them, and them telling me that, it was just, I still get messages from people that all these years later still listen to my song because it helps them. So that in general is just so motivating, and I'm so happy that I get to help people, and that is really a goal in its own, just to know that people use my music for good.
That's fantastic. So also what I did notice looking on your Instagram is that in the summer, you performed for a very special someone in Norway known as a Mr. Stig Karlsen, otherwise known as the head of delegation for Norway of Eurovision. How was that? I'm sure that was exciting.
That was interesting. We were in a really, really small room, like a tiny room. He was like, he was sitting down, and it was unnatural to look him in the eyes, because I was looking straight down if I was looking him in the eyes, because I was standing and he was like right in front of me. But it felt fine. Like I did good. It was a weird experience, and he enjoyed it. He appreciated my my dealing with that weird situation. And so he knows how I do live now. So if he wants me to sing a song in the Norwegian MGP, like, hit me up. I'm ready. Next year though, because this year I'm gonna win Eurovision, for San Marino. Because
you'll just be an intellect for next year from MGP. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're just absolutely.
Definitely.
And just going on to MGP quickly, obviously from this year, obviously we just finished the last semi-final last night. Have there been any standouts from watching it from home? Have you got any front runners, any favourites that you would like to see represent Norway at Eurovision?
I have a few. I really enjoyed Farida. Actually, I think her, like, the simplicity, but still, like, it just grabbed me. It really, her performance and the staging and the song, it's such a great performance. And also subwoofer is really interesting. I think it's weird in a good way. I don't know. It's really interesting. I would be interested to see how they would do internationally, like in Eurovision. But they're not like my number one. I think I was kind of sad when Maria Moon didn't go through last night, because I think she did really good, and her song is amazing, and her voice is amazing, and her outfit was beautiful. So I'm holding her as my hope for the second chance.
In the show last night, we were all very disappointed when Maria didn't qualify with Fly, because we all loved it. And as you said, like, her voice is just on another level, and she makes it look so easy.
Yes. And of course, the girl who did go through, she has an amazing voice and she's a great artist. And her song was like Merland. I mean, can't go on. But I was kind of hoping for Maria. So yeah.
Brilliant. So let's move on to your music now, because in December you released a new single called Hermed May, and then next week you've got another single coming out which is called Constantine. So do you want to explain about those two songs and what they mean to you and the story behind them both? Because I see recent release and then a new release coming very, very shortly on the 11th of February.
Yes, my release in December is in Norwegian. It's a song with a story inspired by a few people close to me who unfortunately had to go through parents' worst nightmare, to lose a child or several children. And it's really dear to me because I think a lot of people need to hear that it can happen, but it happens a lot. Like, you're not alone if you have to go through it. And I just felt like it was important to write that song. And it turned out really nice. I really like the song. And Constantine, which is out on Friday, it's a song about how the tiniest thing can create a distance between you and the person you are in love with or love. Like, physical distance is always an issue. But mental distance, I think, also is a big issue today. Something or someone could be in the way, or you could be in the way, you know? So I felt like writing a song about that as well. So I think, yeah, a lot of people needs to hear that.
That's beautiful. And after San Marino and potentially Eurovision, what is the plan for 2022? Have you got more music on the way? Are you writing? So, like, what is the plan for the rest of the year? Hopefully, we're not going to hear the last of Vanja V after April and May, surely.
Definitely not going to hear the last of it. No, I have a lot of unreleased songs that I would like to release, and I keep writing songs all the time. So there will be more music from me, definitely.
Amazing. And what would you say is the ultimate goal for your music? Like, what is the dream and the achievement you think you can reach, like, for yourself at this moment in time?
My main goal is to be able to live off of music, either writing for others or performing and releasing music for myself, or both. Like, a combination of that would be amazing. So that is like my main goal. That is what I'm constantly working towards. But right now it's Eurovision.
Brilliant. And I've just got to ask, so obviously about 300 people flew out to San Marino for those auditions. How did it feel to be told you're one of the 60 that got called back? Because that's about 1 in 5 who auditioned got that called back. So how does that feel?
I cried. I had a good feeling, but like you always have that, like, oh, but probably, like, you're just a little girl from Norway that, like, no, it won't happen. Like, but it happened. And when I scrolled down on the list and saw my name, I was like, Amalia! I had to, like, message her right away. I was like, I found it! Because we couldn't get into the website because so many people were looking at it at the same time, so it crashed. But they posted it on Instagram, and I was like, Amalia! They posted it. I'm in. And then, like, 2 minutes later, a journalist from a local newspaper where I'm from called me, and he was like, "Oh my God, you're in!" So it was a crazy evening. Oh my God, yeah, no, that was fun. It was really fun.
Amazing. And obviously, if you are to represent San Marino, that means Norway will be involved with 4 different nations this year. See, Norway themselves, Czech Republic with the Wild Army, and Amanda Tenford for Greece. How incredible would that be for your nation to be representing 4 separate nations at Eurovision? Like, as a Norwegian, how would that feel?
That would. I love my country, and I would appreciate anyone, like any Norwegian, being the victor of Eurovision. But I think actually the coolest thing is that it's like will break a record. I think there have never been more than 3 Norwegians representing different nations before. So I'll be the 4th. I will be the 4th. and I think that is such an honor if it happens. I am a few steps ahead of everybody else right now. So if that were to happen, I would be so honored. And I think it's time. It's time for Norway to have 4 representatives for different nations in Eurovision.
And obviously, your semi-final is the second semi-final, so it's the 14th you'll be competing. What can we expect from you on that stage in those 2 songs? Like, what are you going to bring that's going to make you stand out? And all the Eurovision fans will be tuning in is going to go, that girl needs to win. What are you going to bring to the table?
I can't say too much, but I have people with me on stage. I'm really, really interested to win, so I will do what I think it takes to wow the judges or the jury. I don't know what to call them, but those people who decides. I think it'll be really fun. The songs really, I think actually the songs will be better with what we're doing on stage. I personally think that. I have really great people with me. So, yeah, tune in.
And finally, what would you like to say to everyone that's going to see this? Because obviously you're part of the national final now. People are going to watch this. They're going to find out who you are. And, you know, you're a big Eurovision national final fan. You know, the acts that compete in this, the fans stay with them throughout their career. You're going to be a part of that. So what would you like to say to them in this moment right now?
I would like to say thank you for making this fun. Everyone watching and engaging with just any Eurovision related thing, like the Norwegian finals and the San Marino finals.
San Marinese, I think. I don't know either.
Yeah. Semi-finals and finals and all those little things. It makes the whole experience so fun for me to be a part of. So I will do my very best to please you as a viewer, as a fan, as an engager. I will not disappoint you, I believe. I hope.
Fantastic. Well, that's everything today, Vanja. So guys, that is Vanja V competing in the San Marino semi-finals. Check her out on the 14th of February, competing for a spot in the final on the 19th of February. Best of luck, Vanja. We are supporting you all the way, and I know you'll be phenomenal, and we wish you the best.
Thank you so much.